Hi guys, I'm going to do a quick rundown of all of my consoles, handheld and home consoles. So here we go, starting with my handhelds. First of all we have the original Nintendo Game Boy, one of possibly the most influential console of all time. Well, maybe bar the 2600, but yeah, really, possibly my favourite. I have a Sega Game Gear. Don't really understand why this wasn't as big as the Game Boy. I think it's simply because Game Boy had Tetris, which is a lot better than Columns, which is the Game Gear equivalent. But this has colour screen and sounds a lot better. The games I thought were a lot more sort of interactive and in depth. Games like Sonic. But yeah, great handheld. I have a Game Boy Color, Pokemon Yellow Edition, a Game Boy Advance, and a Game Boy Advance SP. Incidentally, that's the console that I play most of my Game Boy games on. Just think it's really nice to hold. The backlight really helps. It's a really smart and handy console. And finally, the last of my handhelds is the latest. Well, I'll say the latest. It's the 3DS. Don't know if I'm going to bother getting the 3DS XL. Just Nintendo money making scheme, but yeah, can't get enough of this. I really do love this. Possibly in the end, might be my favourite handheld of all time. Piano black, so it collects fingerprints from the other side of the room, which is always good. But yeah, some of the games on this are brilliant. Super Mario Land 3D is brilliant. Can't wait for new Super Mario. Yeah, I've pre-ordered it. Can't wait to play it. Now for my home consoles, going from beginning to end. Sorry if I get some of them mixed up, but what are you gonna do? First of all, I have a boxed. Just take the camera here for a second. A boxed Atari 2600 Sunnyvale, California. Can't bother getting another box. This console is responsible for the rest of the consoles that you have today. If it wasn't for this, the gaming industry wouldn't be as it is now. Might exist, but definitely not in the state it does at the moment. The single most influential console of all time. Some of the greatest games I've played are on this. Be doing probably a collection update soon of all my Atari games. But yeah, great console. Let's put the camera back in here. Move that to the side. Next, I have my Atari 7800. This was released as a direct competitor to the NES. I don't actually have a NES at the moment. I will be getting one eventually. Just got plenty of other things I want at the moment, but yeah, 7800. Some great games on this. Basically, an updated version of the 2600. Games were a lot better. Has backward compatibility, so that's why I've got this out. Playing all my Atari games on this. Very, very reliable, sturdy console. Yeah, really, really good console. Now, not sure what came first, but here is the Sega Megadrive. Again, some great games on this. Prefer this to the SNES, which I've also got, but games like Golden Axe and Mortal Kombat games that were on this were more gory than the SNES versions. Again, Thunder Force 4, one of my favourite shoot 'em ups of all time, is on this. And for that reason alone, that's why I prefer this to the next console I'm going to show you, which is my Nintendo Super Nintendo Entertainment System. Yeah, sort of a direct competition with the Mega Drive. Some of the you could say this for all of the consoles, but some of the greatest games ever come out on this. You got Mario, you got Donkey Kong Country, Legend of Zelda, Starwing, Super Mario World, Super Mario Kart, yeah, the list is endless for this console. See, I'm even starting to doubt now whether I do prefer the Megadrive, but yeah, great console. Now we have my personal favourite console of all time, the Nintendo 64. All my consoles, apart from the 2600 and the later ones, they're not boxed. Simple fact that I think I'm more of a software collector. I don't really see the point, if I haven't got the money, of collecting boxed consoles. They'll do the same job at the end of the day. So I thought I'd focus on the games. As a Fin Gamer said in one of his videos, the games are where they're at, and that's why you have consoles to play the games. But yeah, Nintendo 64, probably 5 out of my 10 favourite games of all time on this console. Definitely my most played console. I did have one when I grew up, but I didn't have many games for it. I had Super Smash Brothers, I had Mario 64, F-Zero, but not many. I've sort of got more into it as I've got older, really. But yeah, absolutely brilliant console. Well, again, sorry if I got them the wrong way around, but here is the PSX. I have a PlayStation 1 over there, but it's just easier to fit into the camera. Yeah, again, a really influential console. Sony released this. They were in a partnership with Nintendo. If you don't know anything about that, go and research that on Wikipedia or something. The partnership broke down, and Sony released the PlayStation 1, or the PSX, which I've got over there. But yes, again, some of the greatest games ever. I keep saying that, but I'll come out for this: Crash Bandicoot, Spyro, Croc, Tekken, Abe's Odyssey, the first Grand Theft Autos. Really great console. Now, for possibly apart from the S64, this is one of my favourites, the Sega Dreamcast. First console with proper multiplayer over the internet compatibility. Some of the games on this, Shenmue was an absolutely beautiful game. With games like Guilty Gear, Ikaruga, which is my favourite shoot 'em up, Rez, which is a crazily good game. Don't know why, I understand why that's not as big as it should be. The original Soul Calibur is brilliant, one of my favourite fighting games. Crazy Taxi is a great addictive game, we're playing that with friends. Jet Set Radio, that's another great game. Dreamcast, I think it's the most underrated console of all time. It's such a great console. The graphics are brilliant. It connects to my HD telly through the VGA port. Just so ahead of its time. The world was not ready for this, I'm telling you. Oh, I have the Sega GameCube. I haven't seen it already. I'll probably put this video on first, but I've got a brief overview of my GameCube collection. It's ever growing, but I've got all the major titles, apart from Twilight Princess, which hopefully I'll be getting this month. Now for this blighter. There you can see it. The original Xbox, direct competitor to the PlayStation 2. Probably was never going to compete with the PlayStation 2 realistically, considering that PlayStation already had a solid fan base from the PlayStation X and the PS1. But it's some great games to this. There's a lot of games that I prefer on the Xbox. Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell, I prefer this on the Xbox. Max Payne. There's plenty of other games that I prefer on this. But the main reason I got this console in the first place was for Halo. There's no two ways about it. Halo was the reason that anyone would buy an Xbox back in the day. Set the stall out for online gaming, revolutionised online gaming, Halo 1 and 2. I'll hopefully be doing a Xbox collection update, not as big as my PlayStation 2 collection, but some real gems there for the Xbox. They shouldn't have made it so big and heavy though. I have the PlayStation 2. So this is the slim version. I have the original PlayStation 2 over there boxed. I don't see a really point again now, but yeah, really great console. Some of my favourite games released for this. Gran Turismo 4 is my favourite racing game, but probably apart from F-Zero on the N64, but that's on this. Jak and Daxter, love Jak and Daxter games. The first 3D Grand Theft Auto games were on this. Games like Destroy All Humans and Fur Fighters, I think they're really overlooked on this. Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3. Some really great games for the PlayStation 2, as if you need a reminder of that. But yeah, great console. Now, for my latest gen consoles, I have the Nintendo Wii. I don't need to say much about really. Nintendo continue to do it, as revolutionised the way we play games. Currently playing myself through Twilight Princess on the Wii. Starting to think it's one of my favourite Zelda games actually. But yeah, this is a great console. It's probably the ultimate when you're having friends around or whatever. You have to have a Nintendo Wii. It's not a party without a Wii. But yeah, great console. Some great games for this. Collection isn't huge at the moment for this, but it's ever growing. Yeah, great console. And finally, we have the Xbox 360 Slim. Got rid of my original Xbox because it was so noisy. You wouldn't believe how noisy. I've got a laminate floor here in my room, and anyone sitting downstairs couldn't hear the telly because of how loud it was. Stupidly loud. But yeah, so again, some really great games for this. Skyrim is one of my favourite games of all time. It's absolutely brilliant. Obviously you got the Halos, Bioshock, Batman. And a lot of these are on the PS3 and the Wii as well, but you've got games like Gears of War, Halo that are exclusive to Xbox and PC. Don't see any reason why you'd get a PS3. Cue the fanboy arguments, but yeah, no, I can see why people will get a PS3, but I just prefer the Xbox games myself. Also, this one has the HD compatibility. Just notice how dusty all my consoles are. I do use them, honest. But yeah, great console. Brilliant games. Really looking forward to games like Watch Dogs. Can't wait for that to be on the 360 if it is, or it'll be on next gen. Who knows? That was a rundown of all my consoles. See you next time. I'll be doing the Xbox 360 collection review.